This is a special report from ABC News Digital.
I'm Dan Kleffler in New York with this ABC News Digital special report. They were the shots seen around the world. President Obama, along with British Prime Minister David Cameron, and the photographer, Denmark's Prime Minister Thorning-Schmidt, posing together, smiling broadly for, of course, the selfie during the Nelson Mandela Memorial event in Johannesburg, South Africa. And then there was this, a wider angle, some narrowed brows, though, from the First Lady, Michelle Obama. Was she angry at the president, even the Danish Prime Minister? There was some speculation, all in response to those pictures. So to help clear up exactly what was going on behind those pictures, the man who took those pictures, Roberto Schmidt, the AFP photographer who captured those images and wrote a blog posting this morning explaining that there was a little more than meets the eye. Roberto, thanks for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Hi, Dan. Good evening.
So let me ask you this, and how does what we've seen from your photographs differ from what you saw, from what you experienced?
Well, I think there's just like a overblown buzz on what Michelle Obama was feeling, which really nobody really knows, right? But minutes before this happened, she was, happily speaking with Cameron, with the Prime Minister Cameron. So I didn't see anything that would lead you to think that, she was mad about it or whatever. But I think that's a question that, it should be asked to her, not me. I cannot say.
When you were there and you actually saw the event that was taking place and a lot of activity was going on, and now that you're looking at the pictures, do you have a different response or interpretation from that moment and now?
No, not really. I mean, it's a moment, how people interpret it, that's really their choice. I think this whole thing is overblown,
Let me ask you this one, because you wrote today, and I want to just play or show a little bit about what you had said in response to this. Suddenly, this woman pulled out her mobile phone and took a photo of herself smiling with Cameron and the U.S. president. I captured the scene reflexively. All around me in the stadium, South Africans were dancing, singing, and laughing to honor their departed leader. It was more like a carnival atmosphere, not at all morbid. The ceremony had already gone on for 2 hours and would last another 2. The atmosphere was totally relaxed. I didn't see anything shocking in my viewfinder. President of the United States or not, we are in Africa. And I wanted to ask you then, Roberto, about just that last statement there, we are in Africa. What do you mean by that?
When in Africa, people celebrate the death they were celebrating the death of their leader with a very lighthearted, in a lighthearted way. They were dancing and singing. Maybe lighthearted is not the right word, but they were just very involved and very lively. So very different than how we do it, maybe in other countries. Africa, it was beautiful to see these people, how they celebrated the passing of one of their leaders.
Were you surprised? I mean, obviously, you know that you were catching a very special moment there, but were you surprised by how this has snowballed into so much attention?
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. I don't know. I guess it says something about our society and what we focus on, what we choose to focus on. Yeah, it's a shame. As a news agency, that yesterday we moved on the wire like 500 images, and among those, there's some really nice images that capture, what South Africans, the way they were celebrating the passing of their leader. And it's a shame that a picture like this, kind of overshadows that.
Let me ask you this as well, because there seem to be two veins that grabbed the attention. One was that the tight shot of the actual selfie itself, and then it was the wider shot that we've shown about the First Lady's response, her facial expression on there. There's been some debate, obviously, about the decision to take the selfie in the first place, that perhaps that was not the proper venue. But you're saying that given the atmosphere and given the kind of feeling that in fact, it's difficult to kind of see it that way.
Well, I don't know. When you cover heads of state in different venues, whenever they're together, they speak, they greet each other, they talk to each other, they take that opportunity to talk, among themselves. And I think this was one of those times. Look, there was breaks in the ceremony, music breaks and stuff, and so I really didn't think it was that shocking.
Let me ask you this, because obviously, and especially, as your job requires, you're capturing moments, and it could be an event such as yesterday's where it goes on 4+ hours. And so when you capture that one single second, that one particular moment, do you feel then it's difficult to then explain that particular moment because that was just such a small portion of time?
Well, no, it's just one image. I mean, that wasn't the only image we moved, Like I said, we moved 500 other images. And, if you take everything together, then it shows you exactly what happened. And this was one of the things that happened. So, yeah, it was part of what happened. We were documenting what was going on.
Has there been discussion then with your editors at AFP as far as how this was going to play out in other media outlets?
No, I think it took us by surprise that this picture grew legs so quick.
And it happened just in a brief second, right?
Yeah, it was a matter of seconds. Yeah, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 seconds. However long it takes for somebody to pull out a cell phone and take a selfie, and then maybe laugh a little bit about it, and then that was it.
And of course, now the pictures that everyone is talking about. Roberto Schmidt, the man on the other side of the camera from the pictures that everyone is talking about. Thank you so much for your time. We certainly appreciate that. And we do have those images right here on abcnews.com. For now, I'm Dan Kleffler in New York with this ABC News Digital Special Report.